and Barks at the end for Equal Racing Australia. Craig Lowndes. Craig, I'll start with yourself. There's more you're about to tell me than I can think of asking. Just talk us through your day, your approach, and ultimately your thoughts on the time you achieved relative to the competition.
Oh, look, I think it was quite funny that we all went out on wets and we're having our own Grand Prix race around on wets in the dry conditions, and of course they didn't last too long, but it gave us an opportunity to look at the track, to get a feel for where everything was. We went obviously to a slick, back to the slick after about 8 or 9 laps on the wet weather tyre, and we got a good handle on the track, but of course the car balance was a little bit out of skew with. So we spent three sessions really redesigning the car a little bit. We went up and down in spring race and everything else. So for us, we got a pretty happy balance right at the end of session 3, and of course in session 4 we were debating whether to put a second set on, but of course we wanted to find out where the car balance had gone, and we put it on, and the car looked up. It was really nice. Made a few little mistakes, and I suppose we were going to say that, but still learning the track, and of course, but for me the car was sensational on that second set. It definitely hooked up. The way the tyre grips here is very different to what we've had in the past. So it's nice. Of course, it's going to change tomorrow. I think that's being fortunate enough to be here at the moment. We know where the car's at, but I'm sure everyone, as I said, we're still learning the track and getting the right balance.
142.5k average speed is reasonably slow as far as average speeds are concerned. Is it about where you thought it would be as far as the lap time's concerned?
Well, yeah, Jeremy estimated it might have been around the 135 mark, so actually below what he estimated, but he wasn't sure. Obviously, of course, we come here, we started off 135s, and then of course right at the end we got down to the high 32. So it is something that I'm sure as the rubber goes down and we all get familiar with the circuit, that we'll go faster. But it's one of those things that we didn't know what we were going to expect when we came in, really, to be honest.
I'm going to tell Jeremy that Oscar Ferranotto, our better Supercars statistician, is talking about a 132 dead, so I think he's closer at the moment. What about the track itself, as far as the driving perspective is concerned? Can you liken it to anything else?
Not really. It's the approach into turn 1 is like Bathurst. It's the only place that we go to that has the elevation change as greater as that. But it's a fun track. You go up into turn 1, you're trying to brake as late as you can, but you don't want to disappear off the other side of it. And of course, it's like a big roller coaster. Then you've got to come back down. Down through turn 2 and into that series of left-rights is very fast, and the car is working well at the moment. Using the shortcut, I don't think really hurts us, and then of course in sort of 12, 13, 14 round the back section, it's got a great mix of left and rights, high speed, low speed, and some great elevation change. So it's a fun track. For me, it's like brings back the European days of fast flowing circuits.
Well, plenty more to come from you. Congratulations on your efforts thus far. Will, historically, your car has great sustainable pace in race trim, not necessarily quite as sharp and pointy in qualifying trim. Are you encouraged by today's performance relative to the time that Craig did?
Well, immediate reaction was a bit disappointed, but yeah, it's been one of those days. Similar story. I mean, actually, the first couple of sessions I was a little concerned. I didn't think we were in that great shape, but we really turned around in the third session and the fourth session, and I've got to say my car on that first set of tyres, which had actually done a lot of work, more than we would have liked, more than a couple of the other guys who had sat quite a lot of the sessions out to save tyres, because they were obviously pretty happy with their cars. We'd done a lot of work, and but then at the end it was really good on the used tyre, and could barely fault it, which is don't say that too often, but yeah, then we weren't going to put a tyre on, but we thought we better, and obviously made some adjustments to try and compensate for what the new tyre would do, and it definitely wasn't as nice a balance. Obviously picked up a lot of grip and lap time, but for me it was the way it felt on the old tyres was better than the new. So yeah, it's an interesting day though. The track evolved a lot as the day went on, which was quite fun. Got grippier and grippier, and it was quite a challenge to chase the car. And but as a driver's point of view, it's an enjoyable circuit. It really is. It's obviously modern day F1 type circuit. It's got a few elements of that, but it has some elements through those chicanes, and where it's there's not too much finesse or technique going on. It's just you got to be balls out. You got to really you got to carry some speed through those chicanes. So you got to be really technical in parts. You got to be a bit mad in a few other spots. So it's really good.
Qualifying will be in the cooler part of the day tomorrow morning. Craig's has done a 32.9. Would you like to forecast what you think pole might need to be?
Well, and originally, I was sitting there in the car with the little screen. I saw Lowndes do that, and I thought, oh, you cut a chicane there? Like, you got no idea how much of a gain you're going to get on a new tyre. I at that stage had done a 34.5 on my used tyre. It felt pretty gripped up and pretty nice. I'm thinking, well, I don't know if I can do a 32.9. You know, as the lap went on, obviously I saw the dash and knew there was quite a big gain in it, but obviously, yeah, I didn't quite have the car balance and those new tyres to match that. But yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape. So enjoyable day. The important thing is it's just so amazing to be here at this circuit, and yeah, definitely much happier now than I was after say practice too.
Oh, good job. Garth, we go back and skip one meeting. Your home event at Barbagallo didn't plan out the way it should have been, but Pukekohe left there feeling buoyed that you're on the way, heading in the right direction. What's changed since Barbagallo, or was that just a bogey event for yourself?
Yeah, look, I think Perth, we missed it altogether, and our car didn't like the surface there, and we didn't have enough grip. The car balance actually wasn't too bad, we just weren't fast enough. So, you know, bringing the car here, we expected that the track would be grippier than when we were in Perth. These new surfaces and the F1 surface tends to be grippy. But I was really surprised just how grippy it was, and then as it rubbered in through the day, the track got better and better. Even though the heat, you know, tends to get quite hot late in the afternoon here, and when we did that last session, it was very warm in the cars. But the track was getting better and better as it was taking rubber, so that'll be good fun tomorrow morning in qualifying. If there's still cloud cover at 11 o'clock qualifying time, it'll be really good fun. But yeah, look, our car was not too bad in the first session. We were close, and then we didn't really make the improvements that the others seemed to make in practices 2 and 3. And then we made a change between the third practice and that last session, and that really made the car much more competitive. So we were always going to put a second set of tyres on at the end of that last session to see where we were at from a balance point of view. And yeah, look, the car gripped up pretty nicely in a few areas. I actually said to the boys, I said, I might be able to give you a 10th and a half, maybe 2 tenths out of the driving, but I'm not going to be able to catch Lowndes with that lap. So his lap was pretty impressive, but yeah, I think we can tune the car up a bit more tomorrow. There's 2 key things we need to make the car better, and if we can do that, then you know, we'll be close.
Shanghai, Yas Marina, Bahrain, now here Circuit of the Americas. Is this the best of the Tilky tracks you've driven on?
Yeah, easily. It suits our cars better. It's got good grip. The cut through chicane is just wild. It's so much fun. It is really, I mean, it's a lot faster than we were expecting. We did our sim work, and our sim said 136 or something like that. And the reason that the cars, the lap time that we did like 33.4 or something, it's all through that cut through, just how fast it is. So that's good fun. And I think it's a track of 2 halves. The first half to the cut through is all fast flowing, and then the second half is, you know, much more technical with the tighter stuff. So yeah, I think it's a mix of Abu Dhabi, it's a mix of Bahrain. It's not got much Shanghai in it. I didn't really like that one at all. So yeah, I like it. I think this is easily the best one we've been to.
Lowndes is off to Whistler mountain biking. Will's off to the Indy 500 to cheer on his fellow Will. What have you got planned for the rest of your stay in the States?
Going home on Monday night. We're releasing a new car with HSV, so it's a busy time at the moment.
Okay, well, safe trip home, but you've got a couple of days of activity to get through. Yes, pretty quiet auditorium we've got here, folks, so no need for roving mic, but happy to have some questions for our drivers, please. Fire away, folks.
For each of you, do you think it's going to, this track, do you think we're going to have good close racing? Is it going to promote, you know, a lot of attacking and overtaking opportunities?
Look, I think the first sector, there's not going to be any passing opportunities, and we saw that with F1 when they were here. Basically, if you don't pass at turn 1, then you're not going to pass again until we turn at, I think, turn 12, just the nature of the circuit. But I think in that last sector, there's so much going on as far as how you drive the car, how technical it is there, that you know, it's easy to make a mistake in that last sort of half of the lap. And we saw that with the F1 race here. It was actually pretty wild watching that. So yeah, I think there's probably 4 passing opportunities in the second half of the lap, and maybe 6 if you're really desperate. So 4 in the first half of the race and 6 in the last 2 laps.
Presumably turn 1 is a big chance.
It's a big chance. I think we'll be 28 cars wide at turn 1 at the start of the race.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to come down to tyre life. You know, we've got to do pit stops as well, which will be the first time this year, so it's going to be quite exciting. I know that our boys are excited about getting the rattle guns out and seeing what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, Garth summed it up really in the last sector. It's that 16, 17, 18, you're sliding for a long period of time, so it's very easy to make a little mistake, or if a certain car's not good in that segment, you'd be out of bounds pretty easy. And the first corners good luck someone trying to defend you there, because you know, I did a little bit of a race sort of run then and followed a car and was just sussing it all out. And I think there's definitely some good opportunities to do some good moves, and hopefully not too many on the reverse to me. But yeah, a lot of people will be pulling off some big moves. I think.
So there potentially in Formula One we saw there are like probably three different lines that you can take through turn one. You know, when you're having a go, it's the same for you guys.
Yeah, I think it would be exciting because there'll be a lot of switchback sort of stuff going on. Someone tries to defend, you can run high, and then down the hill into two, and bottleneck into the chicane, which would be interesting if you're still side by side. But
Garth, clearly you guys love the track. I'm just wondering how worthwhile an exercise you think it is being here this weekend?
Oh, look, for us it's a massively worthwhile exercise. We're here with a VF Holden Commodore that's going to be on sale. It's a Chevrolet SS here. Toll do business here. Mobil will obviously be here. And it's a fantastic opportunity for us to showcase Australian V8 racing here in America at a fantastic facility. So, look, I was absolutely blown away when I got on the plane on Wednesday just how many Australians were on the plane coming to this race. And you know, if that's a measure of how this event has got the potential to grow over the next couple of years, then I think it's going to be a winner.
Any further questions, folks? Don't be shy.
Just a question for all three. I mean, have we cut the tyre banks too far if we're sliding around on wets on a Friday? Is it too silly to come all this way and then not even have enough tyres to run slicks?
Oh, I think that I think everybody would have been more happy if we had an extra set of tyres. We could have had today. We probably could have had a lot better battle at the end of that time. With everyone having another crack at the second run. We had to run on wet weather tyres because you didn't want to burn up your first set. And if you were potentially going to try and get through the 4 sessions on one set, which Jamie did and a lot of others, to save us a set of tyres for tomorrow, you had to run on wets. We ran on wets because hadn't been around the circuit, so you need to understand and learn it. Only because the potential is you're going to burn up, you're going to use up a set of slick tyres, learning the track where you didn't have that option. So it was unfortunate, but they were the rules. We all knew that. We all come here with the same number of tyres. It would have been nice, yes, to have another set for sure.
Is this the show we should be putting on for the American week?
I think they got a show at the end. Lowndes 32.9 was pretty impressive.
I think they've got to show us running around on wet weather tyres.
Australian drifting championship.
I think it'll come Sunday, Sunday will be the show. I think it's, we're all going to head around it. We'll go faster, there's no doubt about that. So today's really just a day of practice and understanding and learning, and tomorrow's all about qualifying. And then, of course, once the races come, as these guys said, going up into turn 1 for the first time, it's going to be exciting.
Cameron tested the soft tyres yesterday. What was your thoughts now that you've had a day of running around 3 sessions on a set of tyres? Do you think the softs would work on this track?
Oh, they'd work. How long, I don't know. It's the hard tyre. It's funny actually because the tyre seems to go away from us in the sense of grip level, but the tyre wear doesn't seem to be going away. So I think our tyres almost all got the 4 mil or whatever they start with on them, but the actual, obviously they degrade in actual feel, and we start sliding around quite quickly, but they're not chewing the tyre away. So it is an interesting surface. The soft tyre, yeah, who knows? It would have been fun to have dual compounds here, because you would have had some really quick times out of a soft tyre here.
Yes, John Sturban from RacingToday.com. I guess part of the mission here is to educate fans on the series. What are you finding amongst the fans? Are you finding hardcore or a lot of just curious folks have come out?
Look, everyone that I've spoken to from here has been, one, massively supportive of us being here and our series coming to America and racing here at Texas. It's been, there's been a lot of curiosity, I think, and appreciation. I think it's probably the amount of people that have actually said to me, "Oh, okay, we've been waiting so long for you guys to come here." It's probably not as hardcore as they are at home, but I'm pretty sure that's quite unique. It's been really welcoming. I think that's probably the overriding feeling that we've had. I've only been in town a couple of days, but maybe the guys that have been here longer could answer that.
No, I think you're right. I think that's we've been here since Monday, and every time we've gone into a restaurant or somewhere, they know why we're here. They knew there was going to be a influx of Aussies coming into town, and I think as Garth said, it's been a very warm welcome for us to come here. And with our cars, and you know, I've had a lot of local people come up and actually been following us on Speed TV and everything that's you know, been watching us from over this side of the world, and of course very appreciative of what we do at home. But to now see the cars live, see us live, is you know, they're sort of a bit blown away, and same as us, we're blown away to come here and put on the show. I think it's been fantastic. It's a great opportunity. You know, as I said, wait till Saturday, Sunday, and then you'll see what we're all about.
I was at the Salt Lick Barbecue Ranch the other day and doing a little TV thing on the side of the road. It's a bit of a foreign place for me, as you can imagine. Next thing, an F-250 Ford truck just like rips the handbrake on, pulls up, starts screaming out the window that he's a massive V8 fan, he watches every race. I'm not going to try and do the accent. On speed, and you know, he was asking all about, you know, where we're from. He knew all the teams, all the drivers, and said he'd be here this weekend. So that blew me away, to be honest. It's the last thing I expected. And then he took off and dumped about $10 of diesel in 3 seconds, trying to show off, I think. But it's good.
Okay, I think we might well have closed that out pretty well on a high note. Great day, guys. Congratulations on your efforts thus far. 2 days to go. The racing's still to come, and a couple of qualifying sessions. All the best for the rest of the weekend.